Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigvald here and welcome back to another video. So we got the abilities for Elder Swamp Thing and we're going to go over them and try to predict how good this character is going to be. Now before we get into this, something to keep in mind is that those specials and those passives, especially the passives, this matters the most, are going to be at level 7. Which means they're going to be for a 7-star Elder Swamp Thing. Now, it depends on how they are going to scale and how that's gonna work, because, for example, Zatanna's damage buff scales very well with the star rating in terms of very well towards the free-to-play side of things, in terms of the fact that you're going to be able to still reach the maximum potential of the special at lower star rating, but it's gonna take more time. There might be different scaling on Swamp Thing's abilities where you're going to stack them just as fast, but they're going to have a lower cap at the lower star rating. So that's something that might be changed depending on your star rating of the character. But all that being said, let's get into the abilities. We're going to evaluate them as they are over here. So first, passive Disruptive Spore. Successful specials used by Swamp Thing apply Disruptive Spore on the opponent for a short period of time, after which it explodes, dealing damage. Spore damage increased with each negative effect on the opponent and specials performed by the Just League Dark teammates. Considering, okay, let's keep reading, I'm gonna talk about that later. 500% of Swamp Thing's attack stat as spore damage. Okay. 40% spore damage for each unique effect on the opponent and successful special performed by the Just League Dark teammate stacks up to 6 times. 20-second spore duration. When the maximum number of damage stacks is reached, duration is reduced by 5. So let's unpack all of this. 500% of Swamp Thing attack stat as damage is not gonna be that much, no matter how you put it, and no matter how you gear him up, build him up, what artifacts you have. Because you're going to have, let's say, a base starting level in terms of attack if you have very high level soul rate artifacts of maybe 50k or something like that, and I'm being very optimistic here. So that's gonna be, let's see, 5% of that. Actually, that's not too terrible. So let's say in theory you get 50k, that's 250, and that gets multiplied up to 6 times by 40%. Yeah, that's still not great. Look, my mathematics skills are not great at this hour of the night because it's like 1 a.m. But in terms of damage of this ability, this is not looking great. In terms of getting it to 6 stacks, you're going to have a very good time doing that because you're going to use this guy in the Just League Dark team. And Zatanna is going to apply a ton of debuffs on the enemies, so you're pretty much going to instantly get to 6 stacks anyway. So the stacking side of things would be relevant if you're using him outside of the Just League Dark team. If you're using him with Zatanna at the very least, he is gonna stack that instantly. As far as the damage part goes, I'm not sure how that will go. And this is kind of the only thing this is going to do, is going to do damage to the enemy. It's not going to increase damage, it's not going to do anything other than dealing damage. So it all comes down to the numbers of this, but as I said, it's going to trigger real fast and get to max stacks fast. Second passive. So when the spore actually explodes, Swamp Thing is going to heal himself and his teammates based on the damage that is dealt. So we're going to get some healing. It's going to be 80%, it's going to be maybe lower for lower star ratings, this doesn't matter. Considering the damage numbers you're going to get and the low health of your characters reported to the damage that you deal, like for example your Harley with maxed out artifacts will not pass 200k health and you're going to deal amounts of maybe 1-2 million at the very least with that first passive. It's going to be instant heal to full. The amount doesn't matter, you're most likely going to get instant heal to full with 2 stars Elder Swamp Thing, so the amount doesn't matter, you're going to get your characters fully healed. And that's good because Zatanna did not have healing. It's not a passive that would make you put him in the team. It's not a passive that's amazing, but it's something that's better than not being there. Like the healing on Deathstroke Special 2, for example. It's fine, I'm glad it's there. Would Deathstroke have been any worse without it? Just a little bit, but not too much. Okay, so third passive. On tagging, Swamp Thing is going to give himself and the Just League Team Darkmates a temporary boost in damage and absorption shield. They're going to get 100% damage boost for 20 seconds, and the Just League Team Dark Shield is going to be 35 of Elder Swamp Thing's max health. Okay, so this ability is going to be kind of the main reason why you're going to use him in the Just League Dark team, because Disruptive Spore is okay. It's fine. Second's passive, it's okay, it's fine, but this actually gives you damage. So it's gonna be just 100%, and it's not that great. So you're going to already have a 300% from Zatanna's passive, so that's gonna put your entire team to 400%, but I really don't feel like that's gonna be enough for Zatanna to do that much better, because at this point Zatanna plus Raven can one-shot fights if you have the Beta Club, Zatanna plus League of Anarchy can one-shot fights if you're not there without Zatanna in that team yet. So what this abilities and Swamp Thing, what this man's role is currently, considering that he's only going to be paired up with Zatanna, what this man's role is to get Zatanna to dealing so much more damage to the point where she's worth using alone in the same team with him. Now, this team is going to, in the future, be complemented by more Just League Team Dark teammates as they get released, but for longest time, as we had with Batman the Drowned and still have, we're going to rely on the synergy between Elder, Swamp Thing, and Zatanna. So it's gonna come down to if he's able to boost her enough to be worth using this team, and it doesn't seem that way. It really doesn't seem that way. Maybe with Brainiac in this use, Zatanna could deal some damage, but we'll see how it goes. Again, those numbers might not apply the way they do. It might be a huge damage increase. I might be wrong about this one. We can't see for sure until we test it out. But this also promotes tag in, tag out gameplay. And it seems like you should look for the yellow numbers here. So usually, not always, but usually the yellow numbers that you see are going to be the values that are modified by the star rating of the character. So you're going to get lower damage buff for lower star rating Swamp Thing, but the duration is going to be the same. And the shield is also fine. It's gonna be an absorption shield. I don't know if you guys ever seen the Trigon staff and how that works. The absorption shield is not, as far as I remember and as far as I'm aware, gonna be like the Silver Green Lantern shield, where it prevents you from being hit and being staggered by basic attack hits. It's just gonna be a normal shield. But we'll see how that plays out. I might be wrong about this one as well. And these specials don't have anything too special about them. This is gonna be unblockable special one, so yeah, whatever. I guess that's fine. You add an unblockable there so you don't leave the ability blank. That's great. Special 2, the ability is blank. Why didn't you add something like you did with the first ability so that they couldn't say that the ability is blank? And the third special is not gonna do anything but deal some dot damage, which is okay, I guess. And his super move is also nothing special. So far the only thing this guy is doing, he's healing the Just League Dark team, Zatanna namely currently, but I don't feel like she really needed that. She's giving her a little bit more damage, but I feel he's doing too little. In the first perspective, like, this thing might be amazing. It might deal so much more damage than I'm expecting to, but I'm not expecting it to do a lot of damage. So look, I really want to be positive about this one. Like, I love my boy Swamp Thing. I'm really wishing for this character to be a great character, but after reading the abilities, and yet again, it might change. This might be all bullcrap, and he might actually be amazing when we put him into play, but by reading this, he's not looking great, guys. He's really not looking promising. Like, you're getting some healing, you're getting some shield, that's fine, but that's not it. You're getting the Spore, which will explode and deal some damage, but I don't think will deal that much damage. And you're getting a damage buff for Zatanna. And at level 7, at 7 stars, it's gonna be just 100%. And look, 100% damage is good. It's good. It's not something that's I would wish I didn't have, but at the same time, it's not enough. So yeah, Swamp Thing is kind of underpowered. Again, by rating this, we'll have to see him in play. I'll most likely get him as soon as he's released, get the Injustice Pass, farm him out, get him to 3 stars. But after reading this, I have very low expectations for my man Swamp Thing. I really hope I'm wrong about him, but he's not looking great.